everyone, my name is Rica May Santos, and today I will be reporting the first part of test of controls. So what is test of controls? Test of controls are audit procedures to test the effectiveness of control policies and procedures in support of a reduced control risk. Key internal controls must be supported by test of controls. The main purpose of test of control is to assess control risk. A test of control is like obtaining proof that the control was executed correctly. Since auditing should provide reasonable assurance and issue an opinion on an organization, to be able to do that, they have to test the internal control that each organization has in place and verify that they working as intended. So, testing of operating effectiveness. According to PSA, the auditor should obtain test of control to support any assessment of control risk at less than high level. Sabi lang dito, kapag mataas daw yung level of control risk, ibig sabihin mahina yung internal control or no control at all. On the other hand naman, kung mababa yung control risk, ibig sabihin, and it means nagre-rely sa internal control because it is operating effectively. When performing test of operating effectiveness of controls, the auditor obtains audit evidence about how was the control applied, by whom was the control applied, and was the control applied consistently. So, nature of test of control and types of evidence gathering techniques. So, the nature of test of control is that the test generally consists of one or combination of 4 types of evidence gathering techniques. So, the 4 types are: number 1 is inquiry, number 2 observation, 3 inspection, and 4 is reperformance. So, let's start muna sa una, inquiry. So, in inquiry, auditors are able to talk to an organization's employees or do an interview to the people responsible for effectively implementing the internal controls. So, inquiry may be either in a direct or indirect inquiry. When we say direct inquiry, it involves asking questions of the persons who perform control procedures or monitoring activities. While naman, kapag sinabi nating indirect inquiry, it involves asking questions of other persons who are in a position to know whether the control procedures are operating effectively, even though they do not perform the procedures themselves. So, during the interview, auditors will want to note or will want to find that an organization's employees have an understanding of the purpose of controls they're responsible for by asking several questions and how they have been trained to effectively implement them. In short, auditors make sure na naiintindihan ba nila yung purpose of control by asking questions and how they are trained to execute their assigned job. Let's say, for example, auditor will ask several questions to the warehouse manager about their inventory control policies and procedures. So, number 2 is observation. In observation, the auditor will go and see if the control is applied. It is like watching the employees performing their assigned job. Let's say, for example, in the organization's inventory control. The auditor will go and see if the employees are counting their inventory according to the company's inventory procedures and policies or not. So, number 3 is inspection. So, in inspection, the auditor needs a physical proof to verify if the control is applied and to ensure the organizations are doing what they say they're going to do by the examination of documents and records to provide evidence of reliability. Let's say, for example, if an organization's policies and procedures say that when they hire employees, they are put through initial training and then afterwards, they take courses annually. Para malaman ni auditor na ginagawa nga nila yon, yung sinabi nila sa policies and procedures ni organization or ni company, auditor will want to see a documentation such as their completion reports to ensure that this is really taking place. So another one is that, for example, sa organization, they have the policy that the sales invoice should have a purchase order number to ensure that it is a legitimate sale. So, and also let's say na si company also put an authorized person to inspect the sales invoices if it has the purchase order number to be able to authenticate it. That authorized person should have the signature attached to the sales invoices. So the auditor will verify if the control is applied. He will check the sales invoice if there is a purchase number and the signature of that authorized person. So lastly is number 4 is Reperformance. So in Reperformance, the auditor will apply the organization's internal control himself. From the word Reperformance, it's repeating the activity performed. So let's say, for example, a computer audit specialist may use the client's computer and attempt to enter transactions into the accounting system that have characteristics that should cause them to be rejected. So what is evidence obtained directly versus the inferred evidence? So evidence from tests of controls obtained directly by the auditor, such as through observation, provides more assurance than evidence obtained indirectly or by inference, such as through inquiry. Sabi nandito that the evidence obtained directly by the auditor provides more assurance than the inferred evidence. For example, observation and Reperformance. Diba? The auditor witnessed it firsthand if the organization's policies and procedures are effective or not. Unlike in inferred evidence, let's say in inquiry, for example, the auditor's inquiry may not be the representative of the usual performance of a control because management and staff may be lacking integrity or nagsisinungaling yung employees in answering auditor's interview questions regarding the control. So that's all for my report. Thank you for listening.